Civilization is not always civilized. That's why luxury cars were created. There's always a market for keeping the real world at arm's length. Cadillac coddles with this, the new 2013 XTS. It's the largest four-door they make now, and this sleek sedan replaces the formal and long-in-the-tooth DTS.
Since Cadillac's smallest car, the ATS, competes directly with BMW's 3 Series and Mercedes C Class, many would assume that this one competes with Germany's flagships. Not really. Let's look at price alone. XTS starts at 45 grand and is 62 fully loaded with all-wheel drive. BMW 7 Series starts at 74, S Class 92. Sort of puts things into perspective.
Not that XTS lacks good stuff. All of them get Brembo brakes up front. This top-shelf Platinum model has self-leveling suspension in back, all-wheel drive, loads of technology to keep everybody safe, and stitching that Jimi Hendrix and Prince fans should dig. XTS does not pretend to be European. It's proud to show off its American attitude. Nothing wrong with that.
Every luxury brand has their user interface. Cadillac's is called Q, or Cadillac User Experience. Basically, what you've got here are two LCD screens. This one here is haptic, meaning if you touch it, it gives you a little tactile feedback. It kind of bumps back.
The other one is the gauge cluster, or should I say gauge clusters, because you can choose from 4 different layouts. Once that's done, it can be further customized to your liking. I was able to do it without cracking the owner's manual. My biggest complaint here is that it looks like a computer screen, not luxury-grade gauges. The console screen reverts to a simplified display, but the moment you reach towards it, more choices appear. These controls below are also touch-sensitive with the same bump-back feedback as the monitor. If you're comfortable with a smartphone, it's easy to customize Q and set the car up the way you want. Fingerprints happen, Cadillac politely throws in a cleaning cloth.
The touch response is not as good as, say, an Apple iPad or iPhone, but the actual user interface is pretty good.
Expecting a V8 in this big boy? Nope. The only engine is a direct-injected 3.6-liter V6. It makes 304 horsepower. Pass on the Haldex all-wheel drive, and XTS is a front-wheel drive car. Gear shifts are smoothly done by a 6-speed automatic. Do it manually if you like. Fall in the Northwest makes drivers appreciate all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 spools up in just under 7 seconds, plenty quick. Do I even need to say that it's library quiet? The hydraulic steering has a light effort, not a lot of road feel.
The suspension is definitely set for comfort, though body motions are very well controlled. That's because there's standard magnetic ride control. It can either firm up or soften the shocks instantly, depending on what you need at the time.
It's a unique American dynamic that's never floaty. The only complaint I have about the ride quality is that sharp bumps can get through, common with lower profile tires. The Brembos do a great job of scrumming off speed. You won't rely on the blind spot warning system too much. Visibility is pretty good. XTS's fuel economy of 17 city, 27 highway is respectable for the size, and it drinks standard grade gasoline.
XTS can be had with adaptive cruise control that matches the speed of the car ahead of you. There's also collision warning that gives you a friendly heads up if it thinks you're cutting things too close. Oh, I can avoid that. There's also lane departure. Cadillac's warning system is a bit different. If you drift over the line without signaling, the corresponding side of the seat vibrates. No doubt there will be those who don't signal intentionally now. You know who you are.
Get too close to anything, and the vibrating seats warn as well. Welcome to the best interior Cadillac has ever done. Details are all nicely coordinated, right down to elegant door releases. Platinum models get a leather instrument panel. The Bose sound system has a great spatial quality about it. There are 2 USB ports and an SD slot. The glass roof adds a bright ambiance. Seats are just right, not too firm or squishy, and have loads of adjustments. Use remote start on extremely hot or cold days. And the chairs heat and cool appropriately and automatically. Passengers seem to be impressed by the remote glove box release. Of course, it just could be who I hang with. Drivers will appreciate the crisp, configurable heads-up display that shows navigation prompts. Pretty handy and safe.
Now that Town Car is out of production, I can see XTS being pressed into livery service.
Yep, and I'm just the guy to test the back seat.
Or the guy to just lounge in the back seat.
I don't think I like your tone. There is plenty of room back here.
Leg, knee, and foot room are generous, as you might expect. There's storage, more storage, even more storage. You got your sunshade here, you got your sunshade there. Passengers get their own climate control with heated seats, though the buttons are a little fussy. There are 2 power ports. One is a 110 outlet. There's even side torso airbags for VIPs. Overall, headroom is down by an inch, hip room is down by 2 over the DTS, but 2 full-sized executives will be supremely comfortable back here. 3 average-sized adults will be fine.
The only thing keeping passengers from feeling like Donald Trump back here is a massage seat feature. Yeah, you even have his hair. You should talk.
Illumination is especially well done in the cabin, and it's nice that Cadillac doesn't cheap out in the back seat either. The light show extends to the exterior too. This is something that people notice, especially these.
All right, time to do what anybody would do with a new Cadillac. Fill it full of TP.
The space is nicely trimmed with storage under here and a tire repair kit. A spare is an option. Hinge arms are protected from scrunching luggage. The trunk is deep, so golf clubs should be no problem, but if bath tissue is your thing, 7 packs will be no problem. And that's before using the ski pass-through or dipping into the back seat space. XTS is over 5 inches shorter than DTS, 2 inches slimmer and 2 inches taller, though it looks lower. Even standing still, it looks like it's jumping out of the starting blocks. The lines are softer than the other Cadillac family members. Very sleek, very contemporary. Platinum models get satin finish on most of the trim. The big cow catcher grille remains very, very shiny. I like the slight nod to Cadillac tail fins of the past. For those who insist on comparing XTS to S Class and 7 Series, well, it doesn't offer the silky ride quality and gravitas the Germans have. The Caddy is much more affordable though, and it can be argued that the tech interface is as good or better. The composed and civilized XTS offers a unique position in the luxury car market and looks good doing it. The folks at Cadillac say a new driver assist package will include automatic front and rear braking at low speeds, plus braking as part of the collision warning system. If you have a problem bumping into things, wait until late 2012 to buy. Of course, GM never comments on future product, but everyone believes that they're developing a Cadillac flagship model on the rear-drive Omega platform. Maybe it'll spawn a big coupe like the Mercedes CL or BMW 6 Series. Or maybe it won't. We're just gonna have to wait.
That is my opinion of the 2013 Cadillac XTS. Before I go, one more price comparison. If you remember, the fully loaded XTS goes for $62,000. Cadillac's own CTS-V, a smaller vehicle, starts at $65,000. Yes, it is a different kind of car, but I just thought I'd throw out that financial fun fact. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.